families and friends. This is your brother, Kofi Nkrumah. I am here because we are continuing the series, Diplomatic Files, Czech Republic. We will bring you an interesting conversation with the Ambassador of Cuba in Czech Republic. Keep following our series, join us today, and continue watching Ubuntu Is Parada. Come with me, come with me. Hello, my sister.
Hello, please come.
Nice to meet you.
Hello.
I am here at the beautiful Cuban embassy with His Excellency, the Ambassador of Cuba, my brother Danilo Alonso. Your Excellency, we are pleased to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Nice to meet you and your colleague.
How did you become a diplomat?
I was born in 1951. I grew up and studied in Cuba. I studied physics at the Havana University. When I finished my work as Deputy Minister of Science, Technology and Environment, they proposed me to come to Prague to my position like diplomat. And I accept that.
When did you arrive in Czech Republic? When did you come?
Well, I arrived here in March 2019.
It means that when you came a little before the COVID started.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
If you may tell us, when did Cuba establish diplomatic relations with the Czech Republic?
Well, Cuba established a relation with Czechoslovakia 100 years ago. 100 years ago, in 1921, we established a relation with Czechoslovakia. This relation increased when the revolution went. We have very good relationship with Czechoslovakia until 1989 or 1990 when Czechoslovakia became two countries. We maintained our relationship during these years.
That was going to be my next question, because I was going to ask you to describe the diplomatic relations between Cuba and Czech Republic.
Yes, we have a good relationship with Czech Republic. We have a good relationship in the economic area, in the commercial area, in science and culture, and many other areas.
That is well answered. That brings me nicely to my next question to ask you: what does Cuba import and export from Czech Republic, and the other way around, and vice versa?
Well, Cuba import from Czech Republic machinery, technical assistance, products like food, milk, and others like this. Beer.
Good Czech beer.
Yes. And Cuba provides to Czech Republic rum, cigars, tourism. Before the COVID, we had 10,000 of tourists
from Czech Republic going to Cuba.
Going to Cuba.
That's a big number.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a big number.
Yes. We are not satisfied with this.
I can understand,
Yes.
because Cuba is a beautiful country with a lot of history.
Yes. We have in other time we have a direct flight.
Direct flight.
Direct flight Prague, Havana.
Really?
But
it was before. Now it is not functioning.
No. 10 or 12 years ago.
It stopped.
It stopped.
Okay. And why? Why did this direct flight between Czech Republic and Havana, between Prague and Havana, why did it stop?
Well, I think that some reason, commercial reasons.
Okay. So we will not go into that then. But it is for me very interesting and quite inspiring to hear that you record about 10,000 visitors, tourists from Czech Republic.
Yes.
This is amazing.
Yes.
This is amazing. You are doing some great work here.
Yes.
Then I want to ask you, how would you describe the existing relationship between Cuba and other Latin American embassies in Prague with the Czech Foreign Ministry?
Yes, we have very good relation with other embassies of Latin America. We have many activities together. We have here 6 embassies of Latin America: Mexico, Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Peru, and Cuba. We have many activities with Spain and Portugal too. We celebrate every year the Ibero-American Prize for university students.
I know that you have something with the university. You have some, you call it
Ibero-American.
Ibero-American, yes, which is a collaboration with Latin American embassies and Portugal
and Spanish.
Yes, I know about that.
Yes. And we celebrate the ceremony at the Charles University every year.
Your relation with Latin American embassies, ambassadors, and together all the Latin American ambassadors and embassies, you have a good relation with the Czech Foreign Ministry.
Yes. The Foreign Minister, we had every 2 or 3 months Café Ibero-American. Coffee Ibero-American, workshop.
With the Czech Foreign Minister and Ministry people.
Yes.
Our organization is focused on improving and promoting good relations between Latin America, Africa, Caribbean, and Czech Republic and Eastern Europe and Central Europe.
Okay.
So I just want to ask you this question, whether you think that when you look at Eastern and Central Europe, is Cuba well represented? Is Cuba visible in Eastern and Central Europe? In terms of embassies, in terms of
I think so.
Connections?
Yes. We have embassies in most of the countries in East Europe and Central Europe. Cuba is known because the revolution won in 1959. Because if all the people in the world knows Cuba, knows Fidel, knows our leaders.
What does the historic date, 26th July 1953, in Cuban history mean to you personally, and what does it mean for the Cuban people?
In 1953, I was only 2 years. For Cuban people, the July 26 was the day that began our independence war. It means that it was possible to win in the battle with the tyranny. And then it was the ships, the fire that began the revolution.
As a Cuban ambassador, are you only responsible in Prague? Are you only responsible for Czech Republic, or you are responsible for other countries?
No, I am only responsible for Czech Republic, because in Slovakia we have another ambassador, in Austria, Germany, and French, and we have many ambassadors in all the Central and Eastern Europe.
How then, if Cuba, you are having such a good relations with Czech Republic and also good representation in Eastern and Central Europe, and personally as an ambassador for Cuba, how do you want to help to promote these good relations between Czech Republic and Czech Republic, Eastern Europe, and Cuba? You know?
We need to improve the relationship. Always we want to improve this relationship. In culture area, we can increase the relations. We had very good cooperation in science in the last century. We can increase the cooperation in science, in education. Many Cubans studied here. We need to increase this cooperation in this sector. And of course, in the economic relations, we can improve to have more investors, Czech investors in Cuba, to have more cooperation in some areas of the economy.
Do you have some knowledge about Czech Republic before you came here?
Yes. I was in Prague in last century 2 times. One was in 1984, and the other one was in 1986. Because we had many students in Czech Republic in Prague, I visited them and know what beautiful is Prague. Then when I was appointed by this mission, I really enjoy that that mission.
So what is your responsibility as a Cuban ambassador? What is some of your responsibilities?
Well, it's the same as all the ambassadors. We represent the country. The people, the Cuban people that live and work here, and my main mission is to increase the relation between our countries.
What is the function? What work do you do at this Cuban embassy? What work do you do here, and what are the different sections, departments you have here?
You are in a small embassy. We are only 2 diplomats. Our consul here. We have to do all the work of the embassy. She is the consul, and she works every day with the Czech Republic and Cuban people that come to the embassy to obtain the visas, to obtain some passport.
But we attend all the areas.
All the areas, yes.
Yes,
So-
as a big embassy.
Yes.
Okay. So you have the consular section. You attend also to the commercial trade sections.
Culture,
Yes.
Cultural
Yeah,
section.
Culture section, the press.
science.
Press science. So then, as you are here, it is very interesting then for me to ask you then, how long then does it take a potential, because you said that a lot of people go to Cuba, you know?
Yes.
So how long does it take somebody who wants to go to Cuba, how long does it take them to get the visa?
The process is very simple. The people who wants to go to Cuba only have a ticket,
Yeah.
a flight ticket, and the passport. Immediately we give the visa.
Yeah. We can provide the visa the same day. They don't have to make an appointment or something like this. We receive every day a lot of people from the Czech Republic and other countries
Other countries.
come here for the visa for travel to Cuba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of them travel Prague to Paris, Paris to Havana, and some of them take another options.
And so to get a Cuban visa is very easy. One
Yes,
day,
it's
one day
very
you
easy.
can get Cuban visa.
At the moment, they just
1
came.
hour.
One. That is, you are working hard here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this
One-
moment of
Of
the
course,
year, yeah.
they have to pay.
No, of course, that one of course.
In 1 hour, I can do 4 visas, for example. Yeah.
Really,
Yeah, it's really easy for them, for the people from the Czech Republic. Yeah.
really.
That is a tourist visa.
That is a
For the
tourist
tourist
visa.
visa.
When it's a business visa,
It's different.
it's different.
Okay, okay.
They need to have some relation with the counterpart of
Yeah.
Cuba.
Yeah.
And
And so business visa, it takes a little bit more days.
Yes, because it depends on the relation that person have with the Cuban counterpart.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. I understand.
But
And you,
even for people who don't have any contact with the Cuban counterpart, they can travel to Cuba if they want to see what kind of business they can do.
okay.
And the international fair is an example of this.
this year, for example, we have more or less 4,000.
Already,
Yes,
Already,
already.
yeah.
this year,
This year.
being today, after the COVID, not even the COVID, whether it's after or not, I don't know, but since the COVID, this year you have processed 4,000 visas as tourists from Czech Republic to Cuba.
The travel agencies
Agencies.
has a visa
Okay.
too.
That,
And some tourists go to the agency and take the ticket, the travel, and
everything from the travel agency.
Yeah, because
So
we have agreements
with the traveling
some
agency,
Yes.
exactly.
travel
And
agencies, not
so-
all of them.
exactly. So it is like the embassy giving.
yes.
So when they give
We work
it on
together.
your behalf.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So yes. That's, you are doing some amazing job here.
Yeah.
Respect. Okay, so then if Czech people are traveling so much to Cuba, do you know if there is a Czech community, people who are Czech people living in Cuba, who are living there who are settled there, living there for a long time, working, having family in Cuba?
No more Czech people live in Cuba. There are some Czech people in Cuba
Okay.
that work there, but not too much.
Not many. Okay. So then that brings me to my next question then. What about Cubans? Do you know if there are Cubans living in Czech Republic? And if so, is your embassy and you as an ambassador what is your relationship with the Cubans living in Czech Republic?
We have a good relation with the
Cubans in
Yes,
Czech Republic.
Cubans in Czech Republic. We have some Cuban people that live here for many years.
Mhm.
They come to Czech Republic when was Czechoslovakia
Mhm.
to work at factories
Mhm.
and to training. They a part of they marriage,
Mhm.
get married and
With Czech people.
with Czech people and have their sons,
Mhm.
childs,
Mhm.
and have family
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
establish it here.
Mhm. So do you have an idea how many Cubans are living in Czech Republic?
More or less 800.
800?
Yes.
Well, that's not many. 800 is official.
Yeah,
Yes,
they are
official,
living
official.
here. Yeah. I will receive many of them who are traveling through the Czech Republic, but they are not stay here.
Okay. Okay.
So
So
we
then,
have a really good relation with the Cuban community here in the Czech Republic.
Mhm.
In fact, some of them are they are part of the Cuban association, the Association for Cuban Residents, and we have activities with them in different moments of the year.
Okay. So do you have the Cubans who are here have a association like the Association
Yes.
of Cubans in
Yes.
Czech Republic,
Yes.
Yes.
and you work with the association
Yes, of course,
closely.
yeah.
Okay. Do you know any a Cuban music group here? Is there a Cuban
Yes, they
music
are.
group?
They are. They are.
Mhm.
We have a lot of people here from different. Some of them are musicians, doctors,
Of course.
in all the areas. Yeah, they are part of the Cuban community, and the people maybe don't know that they are Cubans. Yeah.
We have other association,
Mhm.
Association of Friendship of Czechs and Cuban.
You have this friendship
Yes,
association
yes,
also. So you have the Cuban Association for Cuban people,
Yes.
and you have also Cuba-Czech Friendship Association.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
That's interesting.
Many activities with us, conversations. We visit the different regions
Mhm.
in Czech Republic,
Mhm.
and we have a good relation with
Mhm.
both associations.
Okay. So then the question now is that do you get a lot of inquiries for business reasons, for tourist reasons,
Yes,
for
yes, yes.
cultural reasons, reasons why people go to Cuba?
Mhm.
Do you get some, when people call the embassy or write to the embassy, they want to find out how to do business in Cuba?
Yes.
Or they want to find out some cultural collaboration with Cuba? Or they want to go there for some medical reasons? What are the inquiries you get? A lot of them. Is it more about tourism? And what about business, for example?
Business.
Yes, yes. Every week I met with one or two people who wants to business with Cuba,
To do business with
to do
Cuba?
business with Cuba,
Okay.
and they inquired from many questions about the conditions of the investment in Cuba, the many questions.
Many questions. So you get all the inquiries about business,
Yes.
about trade, about culture, about tourism, of course.
Yeah.
I think that the biggest then is tourism.
Yes.
Yeah. We provide them the information and we connect them with the
With
Cuban
the
counterpart.
In their
Yes.
Cuban counterpart. Thank you for answering this question. Thank you very much. You have described your relations with other Latin American embassies in the Czech Republic, in Prague, right? Cuba has a very strong, good relations with Africa.
Yes.
Cuba is one of Africa's best friends in the world.
Yes.
Okay. So I just want to ask you, what is your relation then with the African ambassadors in Czech Republic?
Well, we have a good relation too with the Ambassador of Africa. I watched the video of the ambassador, the ambassador.
Ghanaian ambassador, the
Yes.
first interview.
He's my friend. Good relation with the ambassador of Nigeria and South Africa. When the ambassador of Angola, that live in Germany, in Berlin, come to Prague, we always had a good conversation and
Okay, because there is no Angolan embassy here, so
No.
they come from.
yes.
I know Cuba contributed so much to Angola's liberation,
Yes,
so much.
yes.
So,
And also we have a relation with the ambassador of Algeria and other countries. In this day, the president of Cuba is in Algeria, because Algeria was the first country that we have cooperation in health service. The first group of doctors to Africa
went to
Algeria.
From Cuba went
from
to.
Cuba went to Algeria.
Well, so that is very interesting information. That shows that Cuba still takes Africa very serious and continuing to build the ties with
Yes,
Africa.
yes.
Okay, that brings me then to my next question then. How would you describe the relations and impact of Cuba in Africa, Latin America, and the Caribbean?
We have a very good impact in Africa and Latin America and the Caribbean. We send doctors to almost the countries of these continents and professors, technical assistants.
We still have people working in those countries.
Yes.
Yeah, even we receive students from these countries who are studying in Cuba right now.
Yes, I know that there is a strong.
Not only from Africa.
I know.
Yeah.
There is a strong student connection from Africa with Cuba. You know, a lot of students from Africa go and study in Cuba.
Yes.
But I think it's the same with Latin America and Caribbean as well.
Yes. We have a school, a Latin American School of Medicine that graduate many students from Latin America, from the Caribbean, from Africa, and from Asia, and included from North America.
Now, from my understanding, Cuba is very good in the area of medicine.
Yes,
Yes.
we have a long tradition in medicine.
And Cuban doctors, I know, are respected in Africa and other places as well.
Yes.
How do you see the future of Cuba in global affairs now that we don't have the great Fidel Castro?
Yes.
Now that the great Fidel Castro is no more, what will be the future of Cuba in global affairs? Cuba will still be perceived as a powerful country. Cuba will still continue to build closer ties with Africa, like in the days of Castro. Cuba will still support African, Caribbean, revolutionaries in these countries.
Of course, we continue that direction.
What is it that you like about Czech Republic and Prague in particular? What is it that you like about
First of all, the city.
the city? Prague as a beautiful city.
Beautiful city. The people,
The people, Czech people, nice
Czech
people,
people, all,
everything.
everyone.
Yes, it's a peaceful country. Do you
It's
agree?
a peaceful country,
It's
yes.
a stable country. Do you agree?
Yes, yes, yes.
It has a very good transport system. Do you agree?
Yes,
And
yes.
not only Prague.
Not
Oh,
only
All the
Prague,
people,
yes,
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 yes.
because many people talk about, they speak about Prague, but all the Czech
I
Republic
know.
is
I
amazing.
do.
Yes.
I am myself a big fan of Czech transport system.
Yes,
Don't
yes,
worry.
yes.
And I promote Czech transport system, and I think the infrastructure in this country is well developed
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
and very well, like you were saying, very well integrated. You know,
Yes,
like
yes, yes.
not only that Prague is developed, but the regions and the small towns and the villages
yes,
are
yes.
all very nice and well connected to the country. It's one of the reasons why we are doing what we are doing,
Yes.
because we want countries in Africa and the Caribbean and the Latin America, they don't know much about these very beautiful countries in Eastern and Central Europe. And we want to expose it. And we want to encourage the closer ties between Latin America, the Caribbean, and Africa with good countries like Czech Republic,
Yes.
in Central Europe and in Eastern Europe, who have a lot to offer Africa, but they don't know much about it. Africans don't know much about Czech Republic. In Latin America, they don't know much about Czech Republic.
Yes,
In Caribbean, they don't know much about Czech Republic. And this is what we thought that, our work is to try to help to bring the information, good information about Czech Republic
Yes,
to these places so that they will know, and also it can help in the development cooperation, basically. Because it is not only every time some big countries, but there are small countries like Czech Republic doing very, very well that they can help and work with, we can work with. I would like to thank you, Your Excellency, in this moment, as we are coming to the conclusion of our conversation. Now, I would like to give the floor to you. I would like to give you the space, and I want to ask you to say to the camera, to the public, if there is anything that from your heart you would like to say to the camera, to the public.
I enjoyed the time that I live and work in Czech Republic. I want to improve the relationship between our countries, and all the best for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We have just concluded a very interesting conversation with the Ambassador of Cuba in the Czech Republic, Brother Danilo Alonso.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you for
Cuba means a lot to me personally as an African. We love Cuba, and Cuba means a lot to us as Africans. Cuba is a great country. We respect you, we love you, and we will continue to work with you. Even your embassy, even when you are not there, we will continue to build our relation with the Cuban embassy and any ambassador that comes.
Okay.
Thank you for talking to us in our second edition of Diplomatic File, Czech Republic.
Thank you very much.
Brother Alonso, thank you.
Thank
The Cuban ambassador. Thank you.